Well, this is something we never believed would happen. I never thought it could be accomplished. I remember it as a child and growing up. How they took it apart, I don't know. And the fact that they can restore it and bring it back to life again.
So you remember it when it was Harry Wheel, or?
I remember when I went there as a child to the synagogue.
Itself.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
And how was it viewed at that time? I mean, as
you didn't think that much about it. It was just where the ark was and the ceiling. I can remember as a child seeing the violins in the ceiling and the cherubs and all around and all they've taken now is just the ark part itself. The ceiling was obliterated years ago. I mean, but the blue sky went back toward where the ladies were sitting up in the balcony area.
So the entire inside of the temple was painted then?
Most of it. There was blue sky above the ark. And that's where they had the cherubs and the cornets and the violins and as you'd sit there, you would see the whole scene, but you never thought anything about it.
It was magical. That I will tell you. As a child looking at it, it was probably the only time I was quiet. As a kid, was looking at the cherubs.
I think they're going to move, so we have to.
I think maybe we better move.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
This is going to tie the newer generation with the older generation that was in that old synagogue. This is great. And I knew it was in there because this other Mr. Goldberg from the Goldberg Bakery used to talk about it, but I never really saw it. And then Mr. Aaron Goldberg said that this would have been in the artifacts in his heart here since 1986. And it finally materialized, so this is great. And everybody knew exactly what they were doing because it was perfect. And I knew the boys there, the riggers, I knew their father and mother. That was years ago. They used to be on North Avenue. And then the two boys went into business when their father passed away. They worked with him, but when he passed away, they had started their own business to make riggers. I don't know if I'll ever see it like this again, but I'm here.
Well, we went down and looked at it a few different times and, just to see what was going on and come up with a plan for moving it and removing it and bringing it up here. And it all worked out well. Everybody did their planning and it was perfect.
Yeah, definitely. It happened really fast.
It's surprising. All the work is in the planning. Once it actually happens, it is pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's that way with most all of our jobs. It's a link belt, 75-ton crane. Today we used 90 feet of boom. And we had more than enough capacity to do the job. At the lowest point, I probably had 30,000 pounds of capacity, and the mural weighed 6,000 pounds, so well within our limits. Well, this particular crane, I've worked for DeMag Riggers and Crane Service for 11 years, but I've been operating crane for 32. This is our middle-sized crane. We have another crane that has a 200-ton capacity, so about 3 times the size of this one. We do all different kinds of work. We work with the power companies for transformers, all the utilities. Sometimes it's putting tanks in the ground for waterworks systems. It could be anything you could think of that needs to be lifted, and sometimes things out of the ordinary like this. You know, you guys are killing me. These guys are all working behind me, and they're making jokes behind my back, and I know it.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Thank you.
Of them, everybody.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. It's incredible. I saw it about a year ago when they first opened it up, or maybe it was longer than that. But this is a Lifetime Achievement Award for so many people who have been here, including mostly Aaron Goldberg, who saved it and brought it to this moment. It's incredible. It makes me want to cry. Yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't even seen the mural yet, other than on social media or on the news. So I'm just excited to be here today for its next phase of life, and can't wait till it's finally in its new home and I get to see it in all its glory. This year I'm trying to help document things on Facebook, and I think I live out in Huntington, so I didn't get here until about 9 o'clock. They'd already moved it from the building. So I got there in time to see them put the roof back on the building, and that was pretty exciting.
I'm Peter Ply. I'm the executive director of the synagogue.
Oh, wow.
So I've been part of the team working on this for years now.
Can you talk to us just about your thoughts on like the project finally happening?
You know, it's a little bit surreal. It's like, you know, we've been working towards this day for so long, and so much planning has gone into this today. You know, it's hard to believe that it's all happening and it's not a dream. But it's exciting. I mean, Aaron's been working on this for 30 years, and most of us have been working intently on it for the last 4. It's unspeakable that we're actually at this point now and we're here, so very exciting.
It happened really fast. Did it go better than you expected?
You know, it's not done yet, so I'm not going to say anything about that. I already feel like we're, you know, challenging fate enough as it is. It went way faster than expected, but I think that's a testament to the contractors and the engineers' work planning for today, that they had this ready to go and planned down to the last detail. And they were ready for any eventuality, and everything went according to their plan, and their plan was excellent. So Great Northern Construction and Engineering Ventures really did a phenomenal job making this happen as smoothly so far as it's happening.
The biggest challenge has been the engineering design for the last year and a half to figure out how to do this. And that required innovative and creative techniques both to stabilize the plaster on the lath, and the lath is about a 1/16 of an inch wide. The plaster is about a 1/2 inch wide. That's on the lath, and so when you're looking behind those wooden boards inside, so there's cushion supports against the mural. Behind the air cushions is another plastic layer. Then there's a protective. It's like a candle wax sheathing. Then there's webbing, and then there's Chinese silk in front of the mural. And then on the back side, it's of course reinforced with steel all the way around and a wooden framing. But the whole piece weighs about 6,500 pounds, and it's going to be lifted next week with hydraulic jacks and pulleys into the suspension system that we've put into the ceiling of the lobby. And but all of the subcontractors have had to work very closely together, and we could not have done this without these amazing people, painters, the general contractor, GNC, our architect Marcel Baudouin, the GNC's coordinator Dixie O'Connor, and their chief Bob Schwartz. Our architect worked with Marcel Baudouin, and our clerk of the works Bob Neld from Engineering Ventures worked with Ray O'Connor, who was the GNC job foreman, and who really did baby our baby here. And then we had several different contractors working with DeMag Riggers. We have Reliance Steel. We have just several other individuals that worked to make this platform, and including Tim Holloway, and there's just so many people that have worked on this project that I'm not mentioning all their names, and it's not my intent to omit them. I'm just so excited. But it's been a fascinating journey for the mural, and it's not complete. It has to be lifted. But this truly is symbolic of the immigrant journey, and there is a certain symbolism in the journey of the mural from one building to the other, and an uphill journey as all of our immigrants to this country and to Vermont and to Burlington have made. And so this is just a wonderful thing to behold.
Took a long time to get